नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका हस्तक्षेप में। मैं हूं संजीव श्रीवास्तव। आज का मेरा ये संवाद हस्तक्षेप और फ्लैशबैक का कुछ मिश्रण है। कुछ बात करेंगे आज की, वर्तमान की, कुछ अतीत की और कुछ शायद आने वाले कल की। तो मैं आपको उस बिहार चुनाव के संदर्भ में, आज 2004 के जब लोकसभा चुनाव हुए थे, तो उस समय मैं बिहार का दौरा किया था। इंडिया शाइनिंग की कैंपेन पूरे अपने परवान पर थी। लालू प्रसाद जी का इंटरव्यू किया था और विपक्ष के नेता रविशंकर प्रसाद का भी इंटरव्यू किया था। तो मैं कहना ये चाह रहा हूं कि द मोर थिंग्स चेंज द मोर दे रिमेन द सेम। मतलब जितनी दुनिया बदलती है उतनी शायद वैसी रहती है। कम से कम बिहार के संदर्भ में तो ये बात 100% खरी उतरती है। तो बात क्या है कि लालू प्रसाद जी का इंटरव्यू किया था, विपक्ष के नेता रविशंकर प्रसाद का भी इंटरव्यू किया था, तो जो 2004 में बीजेपी के कैंपेन इंचार्ज थे। लालू प्रसाद जी सामाजिक न्याय का चेहरा, गरीबों की आवाज़, गुर्बत और ऑप्रेस्ड की आवाज़, वही सोशल जस्टिस की दुनिया में उनका पूरा पैराफर्नेलिया वही था, पूरा आभा मंडल वही था। और बीजेपी की जो अटैक थी वो भी वही थी, जंगल राज, कानून व्यवस्था, लालू के राज में भ्रष्टाचार। तो सबसे पहले तो आप सुनिए, जो एशिया टुडे के लिए एक स्पेशल एडिशन हमने किया था 2004 के चुनावों के दौरान, उसमें लालू प्रसाद जी से मेरी ये बातचीत, तो सुनिए।
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Asia Today. I am Sanjeev Srivastava in Patna at the residence of Lalu Prasad Yadav, one of the strongest regional party leaders of the country, whose wife also happens to be the Chief Minister of this state. As part of our coverage of the Indian elections, we are bringing to you a special series this week, India Mughals, people who may not be in the government but have a great deal of power and influence. The king of India is back and beyond. Lalu Prasad Yadav lords over Bihar, India's most lawless, corrupt and backward state. He holds no constitutional post, but state officials or Western diplomats. Everyone comes to him if they have to do business in the country's second most populous state.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much.
A charismatic autocrat, he reigns in the name of his wife. He got her elected as the state's chief minister when forced to quit a few years ago on corruption charges.
We have given a voice to the poor and the religious minorities. If it wasn't for me, the upper castes, or as we call them, forward castes, would still be running Bihar, and my people would be excluded from society.
But a near complete absence of infrastructure has cut off Bihar from the national mainstream. Rich or poor, life here is a journey through hell. Perhaps the biggest campaign theme in these elections is that of India shining, of the country doing so well economically. New highways being built, swank airports coming up. But in Lalu's land, here in Bihar, it seems as if time has come to a standstill. But for those supporting Lalu, development is hardly an issue. They give Lalu credit for ensuring religious harmony in the state. There have been no Hindu-Muslim riots in Bihar for the last 15 years. A big achievement, considering religious violence has claimed thousands of lives across the country in the same period. Also, his regime has seen the downtrodden getting empowered.
For thousands of years, the poor and the downtrodden had no voice here. We were treated like bonded labor, beaten, abused and harassed by the people hired to us in the social ladder. Lalu has given us dignity.
To Lalu's supporters, he symbolizes social justice. Divisions in Bihar are sharp and along caste lines. For thousands of years, the Hindu low caste, or the so-called backward caste, has been ruled and exploited by the upper castes. It's now their turn to call the shots, and they do it through this man. What his opponents do is to try and pin Lalu down on the issue of bad governance and no development, while Lalu tries and converts each of these contests into a battle between the rich and the poor, between the forwards and the backwards. And he manages to position himself as a champion of the underprivileged and the oppressed. Lalu loves playing to the gallery. and occasionally even acts like a clown. But beneath the carefully cultivated exterior of a rustic lies a shrewd political mind. He's also perhaps India's best communicator.
उसी परिवार से मैं आता हूँ जिस परिवार से मैं वोट मांगने जाता हूँ ये
I
वोट
have
बैंक
the
का
same
बड़ा
background
है
as
परिवार
those to whom I go asking
और
for
उसने
votes.
देख रहा
If I
मैं
don't
भी
speak their language
तो
and
उनकी
give them
जबान में
data
बात
from the
करते
US,
हुए रूस
Japan, and
जापान
Russia,
अमेरिका का डाटा
what
रखते
impact
हुए
can it possibly have?
तो उसके समझ से तो परे
I
बात
have to
होगी
communicate with my
भाई
people in
कम्युनिकेट
their
का
style
मस्त
and their language.
कि उसको मालूम हो कि ये नहीं ये हमारा आदमी है 10-15 घर जाइए
A master of social engineering, Lalu has consolidated his support base amongst the poor, the weaker sections of the society, and the religious minorities. He knows these groups will not desert him. Development or no development,
लोग जानते हैं कि ये हमारा आदमी है लालू यादव जो कुछ किया इसने किया जो भी करेगा
I
ये
am
करेगा
popular because the masses know I am their man.
खेत जरूर
Whatever
दिलाएंगे,
development has happened so far, they know
विश्वास
I
टूटेगा
did
तो
it.
आदमी भाग जाएगा
In future also, they know
तो
I will
हमारे
serve them.
साथ विश्वास है
The people of Bihar have tried other
नीतीश कुमार
alternatives,
देखे होंगे
but
सारा
those
जोर
governments
लगाने के
could
बाद
not last even a week.
7 दिन
It's a
के
question
मेहमान
of
रहे
faith.
मुख्यमंत्री
People here trust me.
एनडीए के फेस नहीं कर सके
Lalu's vision of India is that everyone should be equal. He has brought pride to the downtrodden, but instead of making their lives better, he has made everyone else's life worse. Lalu's level playing field has taken all of Bihar back to the dark ages. That was a special report on Lalu Prasad Yadav, one of the strongest regional chieftains in the country.
तो ये बात तो हुई लालू प्रसाद जी से हमारी, और जो फ्रेम आपने आखिर में देखा उसमें मेरे सामने रविशंकर प्रसाद बैठे हैं, तत्कालीन सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्री थे। अभी वो मंत्री पद पे नहीं है, लेकिन बिहार के एक पुराने कद्दावर नेता हैं। उन्होंने लालू प्रसाद जी के लिए जो बातें तब कही थी 2004 में, वो आज सम्राट चौधरी या नीतीश कुमार, मतलब बीजेपी जेडीयू के नेता आज भी वही कर रहे हैं। आज भी जो पूरी एनडीए की मुहिम है वो उन्हीं मुद्दों पर आधारित है कि कैसे जंगल राज था, कुशासन था और भ्रष्टाचार था। तो सुनिए रविशंकर जी के साथ मेरा ये इंटरव्यू जो 2004 में लिया गया था।
And what's the opposition doing about countering Lalu's influence in his homeland, Bihar? Joining me now is Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, Information and Broadcasting Minister and also the convener of the governing NDA in Bihar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's your party doing to counter his influence really? How will you combat Lalu's clout in Bihar?
Well, Bihar is the only state in the country, maybe entire world, where we have two chief ministers, the legal and the real. The legal is the wife, the real is Lalu Prasad. Yes, it is a fact, in the year 1990, even the BJP supported him. But thereafter, because of a variety of circumstances, including the empowerment of the backwards, he occupied a space. But the tragedy of our times is that development was never a part of his agenda. In the last 14 years, my state has gone down the bottom of the Human Development Index. That's indeed a matter of great concern and dismay both.
When you go around Bihar, it's quite clear that this state really is in the back and beyond of India. No roads, no bridges anywhere, people living in absolute poverty. But when you ask Lalu Prasad Yadav about what's wrong, he says, okay, he doesn't get any help from the center, from Delhi. So he shifts the blame to you.
The PM announced that he is willing to give 47,000 crores, which is also coming.
Which is about $10 billion.
What we have done in roads, in the national highway, I had gone to Sasaram. The national highway GT road is being made and the state road, both in a pitiable condition. In the power, Bihar State Electricity Board remains at the bottom of CRISIL report in terms of efficiency. Therefore, here is a state which is constitutionally functioning. PM rural roads, first allotment 160 crore, is spent 80 crore. Second allotment 160 crore, is spent 60 crores. What is this? The point is, the state apparatus must be able to spend the money and use the resources properly. Therefore, it is a typical part of Lalu that he keeps on blaming everyone else except himself, because development plank is his weakest plank. Therefore, he never comes into a serious dialogue on that. And what we are doing is that we are making development a very key issue in this election as to what Shri Bajpayee has done in the last 5 years for Bihar, apart from the country, and what the present regime in Bihar has done.
You keep blaming Lalu Prasad Yadav for everything that's wrong with Bihar, but the fact is, for the last 15 years, his party has ruled the state, and despite your best efforts, you have not been able to dislodge him.
Let me be very frank to you. Don't forget, in the 99 elections, Shri Lalu Prasad lost himself. And out of 54 seats, RJD could get only 7 seats. The NDA got 41. Yes, in the last assembly elections also he came down quite down. But there was a lack of coordination between the opposition camp, you are right. We shall try to improve upon that. But to have this impression that he is invincible is certainly not factually correct. Otherwise, how could he lose? And even this time, I am quite sure, though he is contesting from 2 places, he is going to lose, and we are going to do quite well in the coming Lok Sabha elections.
The one thing which Lalu seems to have mastered is that he has become a champion of social engineering. He has projected himself as a messiah for the backwards, for the poor, for the downtrodden, and you somehow have not been able to break that myth or reality, whatever it is.
As of now, a large number of backwards have split away from Shri Lalu Prasad. I don't want to name the various castes. And if he is a champion of the social justice camp, he had so many backward MLAs in his party. When he was unseated in the wake of order scam, he made his wife as the chief minister. Therefore, that aura of invincibility which you hear is not that conclusive as it is made out to be, and the election results will certainly bring that out.
Okay, so what's your main campaign theme here? What's your game plan to take on Lalu Prasad Yadav and his team?
The complete lack of development in Bihar under his aegis, and as to what centre has done for Bihar, which is quite evident. Therefore, development is becoming an important agenda of discourse in Bihar, which we are making, and I am quite sure the people are responding in a very big way, because the agenda of governance and development transcends the narrow boundary of caste.
That was Ravi Shankar Prasad, India's Information and Broadcasting Minister, and the campaign in charge for the BJP and the National Democratic Alliance to take on Lalu Prasad Yadav and his team in Bihar. And that's all from this special edition of Asia Today. From me, Sanjeev Srivastava in Patna. Bye for now.
तो उम्मीद करता हूँ 2004 की तैयार की गई मेरी ये रिपोर्ट स्पेशल पैकेज ज़रूर पसंद आया होगा, और इस बात से भी आप ज़रूर इत्तेफाक रखते होंगे कि जो मुद्दे तब थे वही आज हैं, और अगर इस चुनाव के परिणामों में कोई नाटकीय परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ तो वही मुद्दे शायद आगे भी रहने वाले हैं कि बिहार में लालू प्रसाद, जिनकी अब एक तरह से विरासत तेजस्वी के हाथ में है, वो हैं सामाजिक न्याय के चेहरे, गरीब पिछड़ों के आवाज़, और जो सुशासन की बात करने वाले हैं वो बीजेपी, जेडीयू, नीतीश कुमार, ये वाला पूरा एनडीए ब्लॉक और इंडिया ब्लॉक, मतलब समीकरण करीब करीब वही हैं। बाकी आपको विस्तार से रिपोर्टिंग हम करेंगे। 1 तारीख से बिहार में होंगे, 1 से लेके 1 हफ्ते तक, तब बिहार से रिपोर्ट्स आपके सामने पेश करेंगे। प्लीज़ दोस्तों, अगर मेरे चैनल को आप पसंद कर रहे हैं, अगर मेरा कंटेंट आपको अच्छा लग रहा है, तो चैनल को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और कंटेंट को शेयर कीजिए। और हमारे ये थ्रोबैक इंटरव्यू कैसा लगा आपको, इसके बारे में भी ज़रूर कमेंट सेक्शन पे जाइए और कुछ लिखिए, अपनी टिप्पणी दीजिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर वॉचिंग। नमस्कार, सी यू फ्रॉम पटना अगेन। जय हिंद।